Okay, so where was I? Right. I uh I was gonna mention recent examples of like shifts to reality just things that I noticed, right? In my own surroundings and things like that. Um well, let's see here. How recent do they have to be? Well, okay, today, for instance, some days I notice quite a few. It depends on how much attention I'm paying to things sometimes. Um, well, okay, so I delivered to this apartment complex that I've delivered to probably a couple hundred times or something. And there's this like gravel road that's off to the side of it. That's where I park because it's just easier for me to get in and out of there that way. Anyway, so when I'm leaving, normally I either have to try to back up onto this road uh, from the gravel road. I mean, I have to back up onto Fifth Street from it. But what I do sometimes, like, because it is easier to go out forward, is to just drive further down the gravel road until I find an area wide enough to turn around and then get out of there. What was different this time is that beside this one house that was there, now there's another house that has a good sized driveway that's further down the gravel road. And I was able to just pull into that house and turn around to their driveway. Now, I've never been able to do that before because that wasn't there. Usually, I have to drive down to, there's this like some kind of factory or some shit back there. And there was this wide spot where I can kind of loop around, you know. But I didn't have to go down there because there was this fucking driveway, this other house that was there that was never there before. So that's handy. Save me a bit of a drive, you know. But again, you know, shift, alteration to reality. I mean, but this kind of shit happens all the time. That's the thing, you know. I feel like I must be doing pretty good, you know. I fall apart sometimes, fall into drunken stupidity or whatever. Sometimes, but I mean, you know, it's been like a occasional attempt at a coping mechanism for dealing with like. I mean, I have to go out into this like a world that's completely crazy, like literally like sci-fi fucking shit going on, and I have to be around all these people that are acting like all this shit is normal, and like all the weird stuff going on in the world doesn't exist. And I'm not even just like even just like the regular stuff that is reported on the news and stuff, like that stuff is fucking insane, right? But like, forget about that stuff. I'm talking about like supernatural stuff now, you know. But I mean, just the political climate should have everybody going fucking batshit crazy. There's a million just regular sorts of things, which we just see as regular now that are crazy enough to where like people should be going ape shit over like just the stuff that passes as normal now, like for one thing. But I mean, never mind that, because like I said, talking about the weird, strange, supernatural shit that I deal with, right? Shifts to reality. I mean, there's so fucking many though. Like, where do I even begin? I already said that one. I mean, I've seen certain trees that I'd known for years, like, disappear, reappear. Tree falls down, tree gets back up. Uh, fucking, people's houses change colors and then change back. People's houses seem to disappear. And then I watch them as I, drive past the same area. Appears as though this house that had been there for 20 years is just now being built in the place where it was. The whole, yeah, weird shit like that. Or like an old tree seems to be gone one day, and then you go past the same area again, and there's a tree that's shaped the same and in the place of that tree, but it's much smaller. Like some kind of weird time warp shit or something, right? And like, oh man, let me see. Buildings popping up everywhere, sometimes disappearing or being replaced with other ones. Um, Changes to the roads, things, occurring just too rapidly, don't make sense. Another thing that's pretty frequent as I'm popping around places and stuff is just seeing noticeably like differences in like logos and signs on buildings, changes to the color and the apparent age of a place. Like, one day I might like say I go to Walmart and paint's kind of faded, parking lot's kind of old. And then another time, a week or two later, I go there and it's like the whole parking lot is freshly resurfaced and there's fresh paint on the building, and you know, and obviously the rational thing from that would be the first thought would be, oh, they redid everything. That was fast or whatever, right? But then if you go back there like a week later and it looks like an old parking lot and an old paint job again, what the fuck just happened? Right? Other things I see from time to time. Although you could chalk this up to me just not having a fucking universal knowledge of every damn vehicle that comes out lately. But like, I see a lot of vehicles here and there that like I don't recognize them or the brand name or like anything, right? And also like city vehicles and stuff like that. You know, police vehicles, ambulances, fire trucks, garbage trucks, city work trucks, so on and so forth, and yada yada, right? There'd be a lot more variety there too, and changes and things. Well, I could give you a very simple example. Haven't you ever seen a yellow fire truck? Sure, why not? Yellow fire truck, okay. Or you see, like, I mean, I've seen, God, I don't even know how many different types of cop cars, like with completely different paint jobs and different lights and different, makes them. Yeah, like one day there'll be some, fairly standardized, see the same kind of thing around, and then another day it'll be something else that looks like it's, yeah. And the same thing with like garbage trucks. There's also these weird trucks that seem to go around spraying shit. There's these trucks that go around in the night and spray something all over everything. And crews that go out and spray stuff. Yeah, they're spraying something all over everything in the middle of the night. And there doesn't seem to be any other human activity out there at the time. I noticed this. I don't know what the fuck that's about. Like, usually I don't see any, like, pedestrians or other vehicles out traveling around when that's going on. It seems eerily quiet aside from, which is odd. It's almost like all other activity ceases and freezes when that's going on, whatever that is. It's just like a bunch of like maintenance sort of vehicles and these weird trucks going around spraying stuff everywhere. And yeah, I don't know what the fuck they're spraying. It's weird though. But I mean, you could find some kind of explanation for that, but I don't know what the fuck it is. Right? And what's with the weird shit that's in the damn rain now? Like, to wash my car pretty frequently. I mean, even if I manage to go without the birds crap on it and without getting dirt all over it, like if it rains or something, sometimes even if it doesn't rain, there will be this like weird sticky film that gets all over the fucking car and on the window, and spraying the windshield washer fluid. Like, that's not even good enough. It starts to be, but what happens with that is like I'll spray the fluid and then my wiper blades go one pass, almost got it, two passes, oh, that's got it, and then it goes back down and it comes up a third time and then it just like streaks the fucking shit on the window. So I gotta go out with like a bottle of water and dump a bottle of water on the window and wipe the crap off with my hand and then use the windshield washer fluid again. And it gets the sticky shit out of the way, whatever the hell that is. Like, I never used to see that until I don't know how many years it's been. I don't know, that might have been going on for like possibly as many as 10 years or something, but I've never seen it before in my entire fucking life. As I'm jumping around, I also see like different looking birds and other animals, insects, things like that that seem so many times, different. This is completely unrelated to the weird different part, but just because I mentioned animals, yeah, I kind of rescued a possum today. Kind of a baby, young, Big, larger baby possum, not like a tiny one. Well, I could have just drove around him, but he wasn't paying any fucking attention. The next car that came around would have ran his ass over. I just kind of stopped and was like, dude, look out. He walked off, got out of the road, but he was just like paying no attention. Just standing in the road. He wasn't like, well, I mean, yeah, I could have went around him, but he was clearly not paying attention to his surroundings. I had to snap him out of it. There. Really didn't have anything to do with what I was talking about. Although the universe or the simulation or whatever the hell's in control, the God, whatever the heck it is, sometimes does seem to send like animals very sweet. I want to find explanation for all the weird stuff that I deal with. And believe me, I'm like right away when I started experiencing this stuff, my first thought was seeking, logical explanation, clinical terminology. So, looking into like basic stuff like that, but then the more I experience, the more I see that like what I am experiencing is, very much evidence to be real, genuine experience. It's like, what do I do with that? I certainly can't go to seek help. I don't know. Well, because basically, I don't even know how to connect with like human beings or whatever the hell that, people, things, whatever in this place, right? Most of the time, because I feel like I'm just surrounded by fucking liars that are just gonna lie to me about everything and try to fucking gaslight me, stuff like that. Stop noticing things. Freud, Mr. Freud, I'm sorry, Dr. Freud, Dr. Freud, have you been sleeping with my wife? I found your watch on the nightstand. No, this is clearly your delusional mind having strange sexual fantasies about your mother. It is clearly an Oedipal complex. You are having, yes, you are hallucinating these things, sir. I saw you leaving the house. Oh yes, you are clearly schizophrenic then. She told me. Oh, she sounds very delusional as well, yes then. Right? It's just like you're just in a can't get any fucking straight answers from anyone or any straight truth from anyone really, just the world here. Pretty much. Which, due to such being the case, how the hell can I trust any offered solutions that are offered by people that are untrustworthy and dishonest and deceptive? How can you go to deceptive, dishonest, and or clearly massively delusional people and expect to get a straight fucking answer that makes sense or is truthful from them? You see what I'm saying? We're a fucking upside down world, man. I seek out truth and it's difficult to find. Well, it's difficult to find an unmuddied truth. A truth that isn't buried in a web of lies, And it's also like the big lies are, wrapped in a web of truths as well. So it's a very strange place, this. Oh, dude, I've seen other. I haven't, but some of the shit I've experienced makes me think I'm in a simulation. Other things I see makes me, leads me to the conclusion that many, in some way, some kind of large way, my own consciousness. People speak about manifestation and things like that, and conscious manifestation, and so on and so forth. Well, I'll give you an example of the kind of question that comes to mind when it, from an example of some of my psychic abilities and precognitive stuff. This is just a simple example. And this sort of thing has happened numerous times. I could use the example of the snake under the toolbox in the yard. I had a toolbox that was sitting over, outside in the yard. It was flooded, and there weren't any tools in it, it's empty. And I went to go grab it to, wash it out, clean it up, so I could put some tools in it. Before I approached it, I saw a snake in my mind, in my mind's eye, right? I went, picked it up, and there was a snake underneath it. Now, the question that came to mind about that is, was that a precognition? Was that psychic ability warning me about a snake that was under the toolbox? Or me just having a precognitive vision of the snake under a toolbox? Or is that vision of a snake planted in my mind by something else that then caused my mind to create the snake under the toolbox? You see? Interesting question. Did the fact that I saw it consciously in my mind cause it to be there? Or did I see it in my mind because it was there? Right? That's what I'm saying, right? That, I wonder about that, because there seems to be perhaps a little truth to, either or. I mean, either thing could potentially have some truth to it. Well, I mean, I've had times where I seem to be able to sort of shift or alter my consciousness in a way to where I'm able to kind of sort of things could I describe that I've done or witnessed or observed or whatever. Well, have I mentioned how if I want to if I'm dealing with like targeting or something where I feel like I'm being followed and there's all kinds of weird stuff in crowds around and so on, times when I tried to get away, right? And the times when I was able to get away from it was when, I'd how I would lose them and stuff is I would go somewhere without thinking, without imaging the thought of going somewhere in my mind, without verbally speaking of going anywhere in my mind. And I would just go sort of thinking beyond the mind, thought beyond thought is, I don't know how exactly to describe it. It's like if I view a thing in my mind, then they can see it too, and they follow or manifest in there. Well, this is gonna sound weird, but like, say for instance, if I was gonna go to McDonald's, right, and and it's known that I'm going to McDonald's for whatever reason, it's on the phone, or I say I'm going to McDonald's, or I think, oh, I'll go to McDonald's. This will be a good way to go to McDonald's, and I start visualizing McDonald's in my mind or whatever the fuck, right? I show up there, shit, there's nowhere to park. It's fucking crowded. On the other hand, if I think absolutely nothing about McDonald's and I have no thought in my mind about McDonald's, or if I try to project a thought of some other place entirely in my mind and believe in my mind's eye that that's where I'm going, but instead I pull into McDonald's. Well, look, there's nobody here. Parking lot's empty. How convenient, right? I've seen. See, this is some of the aspects of things that make me think it's like a simulation, right? You guys seen the videos of like animals frozen in place? There's lots of videos of that sort of stuff out there. Like entire herds of sheep or cattle just are like frozen in place, not moving. Large groups of people frozen in place, not moving. Dogs, chickens, etc., frozen in place, not moving, right? Yeah. It's like some Westworld shit or something, right? Mm-hmm. I've seen this. I've seen this. I've observed this. What I find is just from my own observation, what I find is if if you look directly at them and you see what you see through your eyes in your mind's eye, or you think about it within your mind, then they will begin to move. But if you can look without visualizing, without thinking about looking, then they will continue to be still. Which, from a scientific perspective, it's kind of like, I could brings to mind the observer effect. Or do I show my ignorance if I say the Heisenberg uncertainty principle? Am I just totally off there? I think it's connected in some sort of way, but what I'm talking about is the double slit experiment here. The observer effect, how a particle, what was it? A particle becomes a way, what was it? Damn it! An unobserved particle becomes a wave. Observed becomes a particle, or something like that. If I remember correctly, or maybe it's the other way around. Yeah. Now that points to simulation theory, right? Because, well, like in a computer game, say you're playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas or whatever, and you're over on, this side of the game map. Well, on the other side of the game map, there's nothing there. Because that would waste processing power. If you turn to the left and face the left side of the street, the right side of the street ceases to be there. As you turn back over to the right side of the street, the left side of the street ceases to be there. Well, I mean, that would be an extreme. That's not necessarily true in like a gaming environment on a game map, but it can be, and the concept of it is true, that you save, computing power by not, not loading the entire game map simultaneously, but just loading the parts that are being observed. Yeah. So again, if a tree falls on a bear in the woods and there's nobody there to see it, did it happen? No. On these fucking woods. And it goes beyond that. The other thing I experimented with, and I'll tell you one thing. I'm not the only consciousness here. This is clear. So, hence, I'm not in control. I don't feel in control really because I'm not the only I'm not the only consciousness here. Yeah, I can alter things, but somebody else can too. So, let's say I decide that I want it to be a sunny day. I focus properly and intently on it, it may become a sunny day. But then some other consciousness, or perhaps some other collective consciousness, may decide that they would like to see it rain. And then it will be a rainy day. And then again, maybe I will very strongly, consciously manifest the sun again. And back and forth it goes. you know, potentially, right? I've seen some really strange shit that doesn't add up. Like, I've seen it rain on a sunny day, blue skies. I've seen, like, not a cloud in the sky and it rained. I've seen a cloud follow me and rain over me while blue skies and sunshine existed outside of my perimeter. Yeah. I've, again, I've seen a cloudy day turn to blue skies and sunshine in an instant. I've seen just so many things that are, beyond beyond just mind blowing shit. And like in many instances, I know that my own consciousness was involved in manifesting such things at times. I say it was involved because I don't know if it was my consciousness that manifested such things or if my consciousness was simply asking one whose ability it was to do so. Is my consciousness a higher consciousness, or is my consciousness simply capable of asking a higher consciousness to do something, and the higher consciousness that does it decides whether or not it will? I don't know. Sometimes it seems more like that, really. Mm-hmm. Because if I was so freaking all powerful, then why isn't there's a giant duffel bag full of $100 bills sitting right in front of me on my bed? And yet there's not. You see? Worth a shot. Maybe I just have to believe really hard, right? Believe really hard that my bank account balance is like in the billions, right? Like, get the fuck out of here. Just believe really hard that this room that I'm in right now is not a room in an apartment complex. It's simply a spare room in the basement of my 3-story house on my 150-acre farm. If I simply go out and walk upstairs, I could go outside and sit on my porch, or I could go up to the 3rd floor to my upstairs balcony and sit up there and look out from a greater height. If I believed it hard enough, would it be so? That'd be neat. Okay, I'll talk about some other weird, like dimensional shift sort of things that I experience. And given examples, I don't necessarily remember extremely precise details about the examples that I'm going to give you. Some I do, but the one, well, you see, these sorts of things have happened many times. So just honing in on one thing is like, trying to remember a specific bird that you saw. Well, I could do that. I guess I can do that. I saw this neat looking green, kind of green colored little bird, black wings. I guess I can think of specific. Okay, so I don't remember exact specific details though, like super specific. But okay, like basically the idea is you're sitting in a stoplight and you're boxed in by other traffic. There's a white pickup truck behind you with a man and a woman inside. Man's driving. You see them in your rearview mirror. You look forward back up at the light and the road ahead of you, side to side. You glance back at the mirror, and now there's a blue car behind you. Now there would have been no way for that pickup truck to have drove away and got out of there. You would have seen it, and it couldn't have because it was surrounded by other vehicles boxed in on all sides. So where did the white pickup truck go? Just shifted into another dimension or something, basically, right? Or you're at a four-way intersection, you're turning out into traffic, you're sitting at a stop sign, you're waiting to see if it's clear. You look both ways. You look both ways again. There's no cars for hundreds of yards. So you step on the gas, cross the street, and you're almost sideswiped by a car. Seem to appear out of nowhere. That's a frequent enough occurrence. No, I shit you not, dude. And as far as like the universe or whatever it is, like toying with me, sometimes, the good days and the bad days, there's like sometimes it seems like there's something dark or ominous that's like trying to screw with me. Well, different types of beings, powers that have their own different way of interacting with me, that one seems kind of dark and ominous. I can still go out and work when this thing is messing with me. Probably not going to make as much money. Probably going to have a lot of alcohol deliveries. Probably going to have a lot of pain in the ass sort of things that happen. But if I just stick with it and keep going, I'll make halfway okay money as long as I stick with it. Like, and sometimes maybe even, the beings will switch off from the dark to the light. Push through enough of the darkness, maybe the good guys show up, and all of a sudden you're getting a bunch of great orders and you make a bunch of money. That's using DoorDash as an example. Another thing I notice they do sometimes, and I try to look out for this, but sometimes I forget to look out for it. Very rarely. I almost always like catch it. I missed it the other day once. Now this is one of the tricks that they'll do sometimes to see if I notice, see how much I'm paying attention, right? Is I'll get an address, say at an apartment complex or house or whatever, and I'll go to that address that I've read dozens of times, memorized in my head, know exactly where it is, follow the map, go there, bam, there I am, sitting out front of the house, start to walk up. I've learned now, always last minute, double check the address again because they might change it at the last fucking minute and you'll be standing there and all of a sudden the address is, 3, 4, or 5 houses down the block because the number fucking changed. Or maybe all of a sudden now it's on the other side of town on a different street with the same house number or something, right? Yeah, sometimes that happens. The kind of fuckery they pull, sometimes. I've caught it almost every single time, but like one screw up last week where I delivered to the exact address that I'd read, dozens and dozens of times and double checked and triple checked over and over. I walk up to the third floor and deliver it to the right apartment, take the picture, walk away. Walking away, some guy comes down from, a couple addresses down and says, "Oh, wrong one." Like, what? Because that time I didn't back up at the last minute, and as I'm standing at the door to go look at the address again, I just turned the fucking camera on and snapped the photo and took off because I knew that was the right address, or I wouldn't have walked up to the fucking. Yeah, right. I was looking at the fucking address where I walked up the damn stairwell. I knew I had the right address, absolutely. That's what was on there. But it's like one of these last second change sort of things. Maybe, or maybe the dude just put the wrong fucking address, and I'm just saying I've seen the last second address changes happen before. I don't know that that was one. That could have just been the dude put in his address wrong. But again, like I said, I've seen that trick played a number of times, and I pretty much almost always catch it, but I can't be sure if that was what that was or not. Because I look out for it now. Mandela effects and stuff, like, there's so fucking many of them, dude. And a lot of the people don't even talk about, and the ones people do talk about, it's just become like a fucking joke, basically, trying to look the stuff up online now. There's like maybe 2 or 3 fucking people posting videos about it. The same few people posting videos about it. Most of the people that used to post videos talking about it are fucking long gone now. And there's only like a few left. And it's just people rehashing the same shit over and over and over and over and over for like the last fucking 10 years. Never trying to solve a mystery, just being like, look, the fucking word in this song changed. Look, Berenstein Bears letter changed back and then it changed again. It's just same basic ass crap, fucking forever and ever and ever and ever. It's just like, and then there's like all the people with the super surprised like fake fucking expression on their face. And their videos are at the top with the most views. Hey guys, did you remember Pikachu had a black stripe on his tail or not? you know. Yeah, it's just fucking just it just doesn't there's no fucking there doesn't seem to be anybody fucking legit out there anymore actually talking about anything. It's just totally fucking I don't know if you call them controlled opposition or if they're just like kind of stuck in a, you know, kindergarten mode or something. I don't know. Well, I mean, it's been like 10 years, and it's like 10 years ago they were like, did you know that B comes after A and before C? And then 10 years later, they're like, now I know my A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Did you know that A comes before B? And then the C is after B? And they're like, dude, this is really, have you seen this? Have you seen this? It's like, yeah, for fucking more than 10 fucking years. Like, you're still talking about that, really? Come on now, let's move on. Like, just never do. There were some occasionally there's probably still a few like really old videos if you can ever find them through the mountains of crap or whatever. People talking about like real shit, but it's merely not like. Well, okay, well, if you want to talk about Mandela effect shit, what's interesting to me is not, oh, look, there's a new Mandanimal. Oh, the name of my. Okay, I'm sorry. I was gonna say something, but that no, that was actually interesting. Well, okay. I'm just saying, like rehashing the same shit over and over, especially when it's not even okay. It's all like a big deal, I guess, right? But what I consider to be like the big deal of it is not so much the words to a song changed or the name of this actor spelled different or the title of the movie is different or oh look the Volkswagen logo is different, although that stuff is interesting, don't get me wrong, but I'm more interested in you know your neighbor's house is a different color and they wouldn't have possibly had time to paint it without you noticing, or like you know your friend came over that you hadn't seen in a couple weeks and they had and they looked like they were 20 years younger all of a sudden, right? Or yeah, I ran into my friend that died 10 years ago at the grocery store, right? Like that's the entry. Or hey, this tree that I chopped down like a year ago is like back in my yard like it was never gone. Like that is the shit that's interesting to me. Or hey, there's like a giant motel that's apparently been here for like 100 years, but I swear to God, there used to be a trailer park where that was, right? Or like, no, that was a Denny's. There was never a motel there, right? Like that. That's the kind of shit that I find to be, more interesting, right? Or like my neighbor had this. My neighbor had this brand new wood fence that they just put on like a year or two ago. I've driven past it every day for the last couple years. And then today I went to go walk down to the mailbox, and the fence looked like it had been there for 100 years. There were boards knocked out. Most of the boards looked like they were rotted out. It looked practically brand new just yesterday. What the fuck happened? Or like, hey, there's a big fucking 6 foot tall rusty chain link fence in the place where they did have a wood fence. I didn't see any construction. I have no explanation as to how it changed like that. Or hey, my neighbor's porch light had one light bulb on it, and now it's got a different fixture on it that has 4 light bulbs. See, that is more interesting shit. Or holy shit, my front door is a different color, you know? That's more interesting shit. Not like, oh, look at the Monopoly guy. Let's talk about his fucking monocle some more. Like, you guys notice that all the parking lots and shit have gotten smaller? But they're supposed to be in the same space? Yeah, right. Well, I mean, okay, here's an example. There's a McDonald's in town. They tore down the old McDonald's, put up a new McDonald's in the exact same space, in the exact same lot that the old one was in. Now, the old one was bigger than the new one. The old parking lot was bigger than the parking lot that's there now. And yet, they're supposed to, or appear as though, they exist in the same space. See, that to me seems strange. It's kind of a common theme of a lot of, like a lot of things seem to have shrunk, sort of. Well, without giving the appearance of having shrunk, they did. Like, it's a, I don't know. But there's also, I don't know, there's all sorts of weird shit. There's like weird time distortions. There's weird, like, not distortions of both time and space. And when I talk about space, I'm talking about like, I'm not talking about like outer space or something. I'm talking about like how big is the room that you're in? How big is your bed? How big is the parking? How big is the parking lot? How big is the building? You know, etc., etc. That sort of shit, right? Sometimes I feel like even the people, like, and the like the sizes and shapes of people and animals and things like that. It's like they change sometimes, you know. Mm-hmm. And certain features change. Well, I need a couple examples of some weird things here. More locally type of examples from around where I'm at. There used to be this store, um, Brewster store. It was this convenience store. Now it was torn down years ago, but the lot where it was supposed to have been is still there. That still exists. Still this There's still a concrete slab there and everything, but it's like too small. Like there was a store there and room to park your cars and all this other stuff, but there's not even room for the store to have fit there now. Like that doesn't make sense. Other things that don't make sense. There's another place where there's this lot where there was used to be a Tasty Freeze, that ice cream stand there, and then off to the side there's a restaurant called Redbeard's, which had been closed since I was a child. So, fish place or whatever, seafood restaurant, and that building was torn down like, oh, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, something like, no, maybe more, 15, maybe 15 to 20 years, a fucking long time ago. But now there's like a coffee shop where kind of off to an angle of where the Tasty Freeze used to be. And there wouldn't be room for the Redbeards building to be there in that lot and all that. Like it just doesn't add up. There was more space there, like it was bigger than that. And I didn't see it doesn't. Yeah, there's other lots and lots of other examples of shit like that, like the McDonald's I mentioned. There's like another example would be the Taco Time in town. Now they started to open this thing, but they don't let you in the restaurant now. It's like a drive-through only sort of deal. But people used to go there, park, and they'd go in, and there was plenty of room to park, and there was plenty of room for more people to go inside the restaurant, order their food, they sit down and eat, and all that, right? But what appears to be the same building, what appears to be the same lot, is actually much smaller. It's like it's all been shrunk to where there just really isn't room for many people to park or even go inside in the restaurant really anymore. Yeah. It's like everything, a lot of things have just been like miniaturized, but given the appearance as though they haven't been miniaturized, but they have been miniaturized. Mm-hmm. I guess another example would be this like Muchos Gros, where the Muchos Gracias used to be. Back when the old Redbeard building was still there, had been closed a long time, but that place, um, there used to be, not a lot of parking there, but like enough for probably like, you know, 10, 12 cars or more or something. Now you'd be lucky to fit like you know, 2 or 3 compact cars or like half a dozen mopeds in there or something and be able to get out of there. You can't even hardly get through the drive-through there. It's just I can remember sitting in the parking lot over there eating the fucking burrito, looking across the street with my new binoculars that I had ordered off eBay or whatever, at the old Redbeards building years and years ago, back when Muchos Gracias was still there. I had their hot sauce and one of their giant burritos that used to be like, 98 cents or whatever the fuck it was, right? Oh, those are awesome. Good deal. Big huge burrito. Good freaking hot sauce. Yeah. There's another Mexican place there now. Haven't tried it. Probably seemed like it probably pretty good. Of course, everything costs like fucking 10, 20 times what it did back when I'm thinking, you know. I don't know. It's just like not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy. You know, definitely not in Kansas anymore. Like this. I don't know what the fuck this shit is. Some sort of maybe it's like I don't know, dude. It seems like some kind of fucking simulation type of deal, or I suppose you could try and say it's the afterlife or something. I don't know what the hell. Some sort of purgatory or shit. Weird, whatever it is. Like to figure out what the heck it is and, solve that mystery. And get the heck out somewhere better. Or just figure out how to navigate it and have more control over fucking, being able to alter reality and shape it to my will. That could be handy. Alright then.